in all caps.
Okay. Danby, LM.
So then you look in the back and all the tunes are listed.
Oh, okay.
And they have a list for you. There's another one that's. What's a pretty song to sing along or hum along with your stars in that? We're still not gonna do that. We just put that there for Nancy.
So I had a
Modesty
little,
chair.
It's a modesty chair.
yeah.
Nancy was very glad to see Kathy show up.
Yeah, because it was gonna be, she was gonna be soloing today.
You don't want a solo? Come on, we'll give you a mic.
Well, I know Julie has an upset stomach.
I used to sing songs.
In case you didn't know, most UU ministers have barbecue.
I haven't actually talked to her. This is Haley. And I saw her Thursday, and she didn't say anything.
Owen is here today. Mike was in Owen's chair, but maybe Owen wasn't here.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We're 5 minutes before the time for the service, and my name is Rabbit Loring. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees, and I'm reading the announcements this morning. You'll find them on the back of your order of service. So I will not read everything, but I'll draw your attention to several items. RE, this is a big day for RE, religious education. They are supporting Project Link, which supports high school students in Las Cruces, homeless high school students. So this is a very worthy endeavor. They have a bake sale today with profits going to Project Link, and goodies that are unimaginable are starting to accumulate in the RE Great Room. And the kids are putting them together in plates that you can purchase and sit down and eat with your coffee. So that's a big thing that you can support today. Another food item, Elwyn's truffle sale is going on in the library. Elwyn is back here, and what is it that your apron says? What is it that your apron says? Nobody knows the truffles I've seen. Some of us do know the truffles he's seen because we've bought them before and we'll buy them again. He's got some new ones, so check it out in the library after the service. Also in the library is a book sale, the library book sale, the Jolla Bokaflöd that we had last year. I said, well, let's set it up again. That was so much fun. So you can get a book and chocolate and give it to your loved ones on Christmas Eve, which is the Icelandic tradition. So they're both available in the library. This is important for committee and program leaders who have regular things going on at the church. If you are on the church calendar, the calendar is going to be wiped clean December 31st. So you will not be in next year unless you say so. So please take your information to the office, tell Nancy, this is my group, we meet regularly at this time, please put us on the calendar for 2025. So it doesn't mean everything's disappearing, it just means the calendar won't know what's going on unless you update it each year. So if you have a group that meets regularly at the church, please go to the office and tell Nancy to put you back on the calendar and tell her what the schedule is. Okay. Coats for Kids is our Change for Change. There's information about that. This provides warm coats for newborns to 5th graders, so let's keep those young kids in coats. The details are in your announcements on the program. Also not on this page, after the service at 11:45, so you have time to go get truffles, get coffee, get goodies from the kids. What? And books. Oh yeah, don't forget the books. At 11:45, we're meeting back here for anyone who is interested in a discussion for recent concerns that have been brought up. So we'll have a talk back time, a time to discuss concerns that some congregational members have been having recently. So that'll be 11:45 back here in the sanctuary. So make sure you've got your money with you. Support Elwyn, who supports the church. Support the book sale, which supports the library. Support the RE Kids, which supports their Project Link project, which is a very worthy cause. And enjoy.
Oh, darn.
Good morning. Good morning. It's wonderful to see you this morning. We're going to have a Song of the Month again, and we're actually going to sing it each Sunday, so that'll be fun. This song fits our theme of the month, which is presence with a C, being present. We're all present together. And it comes from the anti-apartheid movement. It's called Courage, My Friend. And so it's kind of a call and response, sort of, and we'll learn it today and sing it together. So I'll explain as I go along. So just sing with me, and then once we kind of know what we're doing, we'll stand up and sing it together. Courage. Courage. My friend. My friend. You do not go alone. You do not go alone. We will go with you. Go and sing your spirit home. Okay, so the way that works is I'll sing, you answer, I sing, you answer, and the longer phrases we'll sing together. Okay? So let's try it. Courage, courage, my friend, you do not go alone. We will go with you, and sing your spirit home. Please rise, embody your spirit. Courage, courage, my friend, you do not go alone. We will go with you, and sing your spirit home. Courage, my friend, you do not go alone. We will go with you, and sing your spirit home. Thank you.
My turn. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. We welcome you, whether you're here in our sanctuary, especially children, or are joining us via YouTube. I'm Mark Sakonarak, your service associate. Reverend Rod Thompson, our beloved minister, will be our service leader. Our director of music, Catherine Massey, as you saw, and the UUCLC choir will also be joining us, as will Kelly Ingram, our director of religious education. Assisting us are, actually, instead of Elwin Nunn, who's doing the chocolate down there, is Mike Yaxko on camera, and instead of Claire Neal Wallace is on audio, and instead of Mike Yaxko connecting us to our YouTube attendees, Danny Hawkins is doing it today. Diane Lee and Jillian Lang have again prepared a beautiful and appropriate chalice table. Our greeters today are Carol Casavant, Jane Ash, and Lynn Pearson. We want attendees, new and old, to feel noticed and be aware that this is an open and welcoming community. Our greeters are focusing on that. You can be too. It takes some courage for folks to come to a service for the first time, so step up and let them know you care. And I'm looking around to see if I any for sure. Hospitality is offered today by the Board of Trustees. They have arranged for coffee, light food, and conversation to be enjoyed by all inside and outside the RE building down the breezeway after the service. We are all delighted to be with you today. If you are visiting us today, we'd like to meet you. If you're willing, would you please raise your hand or rise in body or spirit to introduce yourself by telling us your name and where you're from, and if you wish, a little bit about why you came. But wait until I bring the mic to you. Is this working? Is it on? We on? Okay. Any visitors? Oh.
How you doing?
Hi, Craig.
What do you want me to say now? I lost
Say,
track.
Hi, I'm Craig.
I'm Craig Tetrick. Originally from California, got here first part of June. Now from Las Cruces, and we are remodeling our home like crazy. It's finally starting to look like it's ours. Okay?
Am I missing anybody? Anybody online? Okay. Thank you and welcome. We're glad you've joined us this morning. Be sure to fill out a welcome card. Did you get one of those? Okay. Or provide us your email so we can invite you to our many other services and activities. Well, shy visitors can fill out welcome cards also to receive those invitations. Oh, wait. One very important thing here. No, a couple. Unitarian Universalism has no creed or dogma. We are a covenant-based church, meaning that we agree to live in relationship with each other according to the Unitarian Universalist principles and our congregation's covenant of right relations. We embrace diversity in all its forms. Everyone is welcome. You can learn more about our church at our website, UUCLC.org. Time for lighting of the... our chalice lighting today is titled To Remind Ourselves What is Real. It's by Eleanor Westbrook. In a world ravaged by violence, by hatred, by conflicts that seem eternal and insoluble, sometimes the only thing we can do is be still for a moment to remind ourselves what is real. The sun that rose this morning, the dirt under our feet, the air whispering in and out of our lungs. This hour, try just to be present in each moment as it unfolds. Your simple attention is what makes these moments holy.
My opening words are adapted from my colleague, my interim colleague, Mary Moore. Out of the days of bustle and shoulds and ought tos of preparation, we come this morning to create time and space in our lives to reflect in all this mad rush of our busyness. May our time together serve to give us greater perspective beyond the tinsel and the toys. To remember once again the larger meaning we might give to this holiday season for us and for those who are counted among the forgotten and the outcast in our city. Let us hold this in our minds as we embark today upon the days of the Advent together. Welcome to this first day of Advent. I invite you now to stand again as you are willing and able, that we might say our covenant together and sing the doxologies in English and in Spanish. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community, to yet all those who go into harmony with the creation. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Total Church. This morning I will be reading the story Advent for Owen. My son is Owen, but he's currently making cookie plates, so he's going to miss the story. Owen was so excited that it was almost Christmas. Thanksgiving had just finished, you see, and on the day after Thanksgiving, Owen and his mom decorated their apartment together. They brought the tree out from storage, along with a box of decorations, and they spent the whole weekend putting the tree together and decorating the house. Then one day, sometime early in December, the first present appeared. Owen was so excited. It was under the tree, wrapped in red and white striped wrapping paper, with a big tag that said, "To Owen from Pawpaw." "Mom," Owen cried, "can I open it?" His mom smiled softly and said, "Owen, it's only December 4th. Do you remember when Christmas is?" Owen grinned. He had an idea. "Is it the 5th?" he asked. His mom ruffled his hair. "Not quite, honey. It's the 25th. That's 3 weeks away." Owen frowned. "But that's so far away. The present is already here. Why can't I just open it now?" His mom felt she needed to explain. "Well, Owen, Christmas is on December 25th. And even though we aren't Christian, we still choose to celebrate Christmas and the spirit of giving gifts." "And Santa?" Owen interrupted. "And Santa," his mom continued with a smile. "So we have to wait for December 25th. Christians remember that during December, how important it is to wait. So throughout December, they do something special called Advent. And it's all about waiting. Waiting for hope, waiting for joy, waiting for peace, waiting for presents," Owen yelled. "But why do we have to wait?" Owen was confused. His mom smiled. "Waiting is important. Waiting can make the moment last longer." Owen looked confused again. "What do you mean?" he asked. "Well, you remember when we were planning our vacation over the summer to go see Pawpaw in California?" Owen nodded. "It was so fun on that trip, and we spent so long deciding what we wanted to do each day." "That's right," his mom said. And didn't it make it seem like the vacation lasted so much longer than 1 week?" Seeing Owen nod, she continued. "When we were waiting for the trip, we were thinking about the trip and what we would want to do, and it made the trip last a lot longer than the 1 week we were there. That's kind of like Advent." "What do you mean?" asked Owen. "Well, during Advent, you are waiting to open that present from Pawpaw. If I told you to open it right now, how long do you think it would take you to unwrap it?" "Minutes?" Owen asked. "More like seconds," his mom replied. They both laughed. Owen took no time when it came to unwrapping presents. Well, with Advent, you can think about that present. Think about your Pawpaw. Consider all the possibilities of what could be inside. It will make unwrapping presents last longer than just a few seconds. This way, it takes all month to unwrap your gifts. "But, Mom, that will take forever." She nodded in agreement. "It will take some time, but that's what makes it special. We get to live in the joy for a full month rather than just a few seconds on a single day. Waiting for joy itself can be a joyful experience if we do it right." "Okay," Owen asked, "how do we do it right?" So that day, Owen and his mom made their own Advent calendar. they decided to write down some things that they would do together to have fun, and they wrote down some things that would be nice to do for other people. And each day they took a link off their Advent calendar, they did the activity together, and they thought about joy. And before Owen knew it, Christmas morning had arrived, and it was time to unwrap presents. But this time, instead of taking seconds, he was happy that he and his mom took a whole month to unwrap. Thank you.
One of the ways we express our care for one another is through the sharing of joys and sorrows. Another way we do so is through our stones and water ritual. This ritual recognizes that all the basic elements for life can be represented here in our sanctuary. Spirit, represented above us by the Zia symbol, or possibly by your individual spirit in our stained glass windows. Earth, the stones per this ritual, represent stability and foundation. Water, essential for hydration and cleansing. And air, which of course is all around us, full of life-giving oxygen and a breeze to clear away cloudy thoughts. And fire in our chalice, providing a guiding light and the warmth of community. So please come forward then, pick up a stone, drop it into the water vessel, and silently say to yourself the joy, sorrow, and concern that you're feeling. Go ahead and come forward. I'm going to drop this last stone for all the joys and sorrows and milestones that you have in your hearts.
We get to stand up again. Join in our Advent hymn. It's 224, I think. 20, whatever. 224, if you have a hymnal. You have another piece of paper handed to you that is a responsive reading for Advent. If you'll find it, I will read the normal type. If you will read the capitalized section, please. This is the Advent season, and we are gathered here to celebrate this season of wonder and joy. For hundreds of years, all over the world, people have gathered in houses of worship and houses of all kinds, indoors and out, in anticipation of the coming of the glorious holiday season.
We celebrate these holidays and all that they mean in more ways than we can tell. We celebrate with songs and poems and stories and gifts and reverence.
Our hearts are full of gratitude for all the good and wonderful things we know. We have so many feelings that we cannot express them all, even in all the ways of these holidays.
And so, at this Advent season, we light the Advent candles to say all of the things we cannot say, and to express all the hope and joy we feel but cannot describe.
May the first candle of Advent be the candle of faith, and let it stand for our faith in ourselves and our children and the good that is in all people.
May the second candle of Advent be the candle of hope, and let it stand for all the ideals and aspirations that have given light to people in times of darkness, and given strength and courage to us and all peoples in times of trouble and defeat.
May the third candle of Advent be the candle of love. Let it stand for all the tenderness, kindness, affection, forgiveness, and glory that we have ever known and still have hopes of knowing.
May the fourth candle of Advent be the candle of joy, and let it stand for all the faith and hope and love that is in us and will be in the lives of our children.
I am lighting the first candle of Advent. I sat on my wire. Why are we lighting the Advent candles? The placing of candles upon a circle of evergreens is an age-old tradition. Lighting additional candles each week as the light wanes has been part of human rituals for centuries upon centuries. We're warmed by the glow. We are reminded that the wheel of the seasons will turn and brilliant, lengthening days will return. The original Advent wreaths in the Christian tradition dates back to the 4th or 5th centuries. In Christianity, Advent refers to the period of 4 weeks leading up to Christmas. It begins on the Sunday closest to November 30th, which was yesterday. That's also St. Andrew's Day. And it ends on December 24th. It's a time of anticipation, expectation, and preparation for the celebration of the birth of Jesus on Christmas Day. The word Advent is derived from the Latin word of adventus, which means coming or arriving. By the 6th century, Roman Christians had tied Advent to the coming of the Christ. But the coming they had in mind was not his first coming at the manger in Bethlehem, but his second coming in the clouds as the judge of the world. The Advent season was not explicitly linked to that first coming at Christmas until the Middle Ages. For us, here in this time, the circle of evergreens reminds us that life and love will never end. We light candles each week with anticipation as we know the new season will soon be here. Days will become longer and we know the warmth of the candles will soon be replaced by the warmth of the sun. To be flip, and I'm sorry, that's just how my mind works. To be flip, I suppose in our Western world we believe that the Advent season begins when Christmas decorations arrive in our stores and is counted down by how many shopping days there are until Christmas. I don't remember ever lighting an Advent wreath in my little Methodist church when I grew up. I only discovered the Advent wreath tradition when I was first attending Unitarian Universalist churches. I imagine that the lighting of the Advent wreath in our Unitarian Universalist churches didn't happen until we separated ourselves from the Puritan tradition and began to celebrate Christmas. Puritans didn't. If you think about it, there are also periods of anticipation, expectation, and preparation in other religious traditions. The ones that came to my mind were the month-long Ramadan in Islam and the 8 days of Hanukkah in Judaism. I'm sure there are other religious traditions that have Advents, as I'm calling them all. But those are the two that I thought of. Anticipation, expectation, and preparation all seem to be the same thing, all associated with Advent, but just think about their meaning. Think how similar and how different the words are. Anticipation. You know what's coming. It's Christmas. Being with family and friends and food and presents with the tea. Expectation. It's what you think is coming and what you hope is coming. The hope we feel at Christmas, connecting with those we love, even if it's by phone or Zoom. And then preparation, making ready for what you hope is coming, the joys of Christmas. Wrapping and sending gifts, sending cards, cleaning the house, cooking the food. But I don't think Advent has to only be tied to Christmas and the birth of Jesus. In those cases, it could be much more a part of our lives than we think. Think about the times that our focus is on anticipation, expectation, and preparation. There are other events in our lives that could be called an Advent season. One that I thought of was moving. Something that I'm going to be doing next July, whether to a new home here or back to Ohio. But it all involves anticipation, expectation, and preparation. For another potential Advent season, think about the 9 months of preparation and anticipation before the advent of the birth of a baby. When I was growing up, when we weren't allowed to say that a woman was pregnant, we said she was expecting. Another flip image that came to my mind, and as I thought about anticipation, was that ketchup commercial to Carly Simon's song of that same name. It's how my mind works, I'm sorry. Another Advent season image that came to my mind was the seeking and finding a job, a new job. I've done a lot of that over my ministerial career as well as my radio career for that matter. But I was thinking about finding a new ministerial job, just to illustrate. There's that preparing of the resume. In ministry, it's called our packet. Then seeing the list of available congregations, which your search committee soon will be part of. Your listing is what I was trying to say. Then applying for the ones that you think might be a good match. And then the interview, if you're lucky. Then the checking of the references. Yes, ministers check congregational references too. Then the decision making, both the church and the minister deciding to make a match, which makes for a very long Advent season. There are other Advent seasons in our lives. We just don't think of them that way. Think about the whole time spent what we used to call courting, finding the person to spend our lives with. Today, and all month long, the season of Advent gives us a way, if only for a while, to pause and focus on the candle's themes of the week: faith, hope, love, and joy. Our first candle, I did light it, didn't I? Yes, okay. Our first candle stands for faith, which isn't a word we frequently use. But today, let's think about it. We usually think of faith as transitive, needing an object to complete its meaning, as in faith in God or faith in humanity. This is one legitimate type of faith, even for Unitarian Universalists. Many of us have faith in something. For many of us, it is God. But if not God, then maybe human goodness, or faith in the system, or faith in the process of human interactions, or faith in the functioning of the universe, or even if it's only faith that the light's going to come on when you flip the switch. It's also possible to have faith without assigning it to an object. I can't prove that. I just have faith in it. Without faith, transitive or intransitive, how can you trust enough to let your weight down in the universe? And I believe that having faith is something we offer to each other in community, in a church community. If I see you having faith, if I see you trusting life, if I see you being comfortable and able to let your weight down, to relax in the world around us, then I am encouraged to do the same. Sure, we have to develop our own faith by our own experience with life, but we are affected by all the people around us. And I guess that's part of what I have faith in. The community, the church community, this church community. I have faith in each of us helping the others. Remember, we're all in this thing called life together. And we're all in the mission of this congregation together. Have faith in its future. I am going to light candles in our Advent wreath each Sunday until Christmas. So I hope you'll think more deeply about Advent, the Advent season, whether anticipating, expecting, and preparing for Christmas, or just imagining what the new year might bring. As we read, may this first candle of Advent be the candle of faith. Let it stand for our faith in ourselves, our children, our church, and all the good that is in all of us. So be it. Blessed be. Ashe and Amen. I think it's your turn next.
Sharing of gifts. The operation and outreach of our church needs your input and your contributions. This is the perfect time to think about what you can give back. In a moment, the greeters will pass the offering basket around. But before they do that, I should remind you that we support organizations identified by the Social Justice Committee with our Change for Change program. As Rabbit said earlier, the recipient for this quarter's donations is Coats for Kids. Coats for Kids is a community effort led by Community Action Agency, which puts warm winter coats in the hands of Doña Ana County newborns to 5th graders. You can give to them by putting your change in the basket or by writing Change for Change on the note line of your check. Or you can make your donation with credit card at the Give link on our website. Please give generously.
are a prayer that I adapted for this first Sunday of Advent. Spirit of life, who moves in the dark to teach us faith, help us to be ready to anticipate the spark of light that comes to illuminate our hearts and shows the way toward love and peace. Help us to find enough breath to call out injustice, to speak words of love to those in need, to whisper in the wind that there is good in the world and enough to share. In the true belief that someday this world can become a beloved community that holds us all in care. We lit this candle of faith. So be it. Blessed be, Ashe, and Amen. To change the mood slightly, let's deck the hall. And it is a hall, not halls, as we always sing it. But anyway, if you stand as you're willing and able, and we'll sing Deck the Hall with Boughs of Holly. Yes, right, I know. You got to.
We're extinguishing the flame now. Okay, yes. Please join me in saying the words to extinguish the flame. The words are on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you.